Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to have Yvonne Choi back with us today. For those of you that don't know Yvonne, she's a licensed mortgage agent with a passion for simplifying the home financing process. So, Yvonne works with top lenders across Canada to find the best mortgage solutions tailored to her clients' unique needs and financial goals. So, whether you're a first time home buyer or you're looking to refinance or exploring investment opportunities, Yvonne is here to share her expert insights and help you navigate the mortgage world with ease. So, welcome back, Yvonne, and thank you so much again for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, today we're talking about something that many self employed people wonder about, and that is how to qualify for a mortgage. So, if you're self employed and thinking about buying a home, you may have found that the process can be a bit more difficult compared to those with traditional jobs. But don't worry, we're here to help you with that today. Yvonne is going to explain why it can be harder for self employed individuals to actually qualify, what documents they'll need, when to start preparing, and any tips to improve their chances of getting approved. So, if you're self employed and you're thinking about buying a home soon, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. So, let's start by understanding the challenges that self employed individuals face when applying for a mortgage. So, Yvonne, could you share your experience with this type of situation?
So I think one of the biggest challenges that people face because they're self-employed is that their declared income is lower than what their actual income is, and they aren't qualifying for the amount that they need. So this can sometimes work against them because their accountant is doing their job and they're lowering their income taxes. But then
Yeah.
when it comes to qualifying for a mortgage, their declared income isn't enough. So we want to look at alternative ways to help boost their purchasing power in these cases.
Can you talk about what kind of documentation self employed individuals should have on hand when they're ready to apply for a mortgage?
So they should have their T1 generals for the past 2 years. So that's the portion of your income tax that your accountant is submitting. And they should also have their notice of assessments for the past 2 years, business
Okay.
bank statements. And if they're incorporated, they would need their articles of incorporation and their past 2 years business financials as well.
So, how early should someone in this type of situation begin getting their finances and documents in order to improve their chances of getting approved?
So I don't think there's a too early. I think the earlier that you can start planning, the better, because your most lenders they want to look at a 2 year history. So when you're self-employed, that 2 year history can follow you around for the next 3 years, depending on when you want to make your move. So it's really important to work closely with your accountant and your mortgage professional to understand how any changes from your income from year to year can affect your ability to qualify for a mortgage.
So, you have to obviously be in business for at least 2 years because that's the time frame that they're going to go back to in terms of looking at your documentation. Is that correct?
Yeah, there are programs that may have more flexibility if you haven't been in business for 2 years,
Okay.
depending on your employment history prior to starting your own. If there's a story that makes sense, there might be alternative solutions that we can look into helping you transition from your employment income to your business.
So, now in terms of strategy, what steps can self employed individuals take to strengthen their application and improve their chances of getting approved? Is there anything that can be done?
So I think having a good credit history is a good one, and that doesn't just apply to business owners. It kind of applies to everyone. Understanding what impacts your credit score also will definitely strengthen your application, but
Okay.
also working closely with your accountant ahead of time and understanding where your income is from year to year. That is one of the biggest things that will impact your purchasing power.
Okay. So if you're wanting to purchase a home as a self-employed individual, it's, I guess, just good advice altogether to have that conversation with your accountant ahead of time so that you can start, I guess, getting the numbers put into place in order to get you a better chance of qualifying. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, exactly. You want to understand how it impacts you and understand, I guess, the pros and cons of declaring a little bit more this year and paying a
Yeah,
bit more in income tax to understand
right.
how it will affect your ability to purchase the home that you want.
Okay, that makes total sense. And finally, is there any advice that you would give to self-employed people who are considering buying a home soon? Like any overall feedback, any things that they should look out for?
I think it's important to work with a trusted accountant.
Okay.
A lot of people think that, they can save money and try and do it on their own, but I think having a trusted professional on your side will go a long way to helping to ensure that you have the right advice from all angles.
I 100% agreed with that because being self-employed myself, I firsthand know the challenges that you can face when it comes to getting pre-approved for a mortgage. Like we've had that happen to us when attempting to buy a rental property, right? So we have several rental properties, but even getting approved for a third one or a fourth one has been challenging. And you're absolutely right. It's working with our accountant that's helped us navigate those issues and get prepared so that we actually can get approved. So, Yvonne, thank you so much for all the valuable insight that you've shared with us today. It's been really helpful to learn about the challenges that self-employed individuals face when applying for a mortgage, but also solutions that they can look to in order to get them to that point where they can actually get approved. So, if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing and feel free to reach out if you have any questions or comments. And if you would like to connect with Yvonne, I'll definitely have her contact details linked in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.